The 2022 Ferrari Roma is a salute to the brand's finest GT cars, both visually appealing and satisfying to drive on a real road or a racetrack. There are a lot of amazing features about this supercar that I'm sure will leave you shocked. In today's video, we're discussing the features of the new Ferrari Roma. Kindly stay tuned until the end of the video because you will be shocked by the amazing features of this supercar. The Roma is not a substitute for Ferrari's other V8 powered front-engine GT, the Portofino. It is a new addition to the portfolio, and at $22,620, it is by far the least costly new Ferrari available. It's a steal in the exclusive world of Ferrari-nomics. The Roma is a mashup of existing Ferrari technology and software that has been polished, repurposed, and reborn. The Roma's platform is based on the Portofino's, however, it is 70% new. The 3.9-liter twin-turbo V8 engine located under the hood of the Roma can also be featured in 5 other Ferrari models. The Roma's 8-speed dual-clutch transmission is essentially the same as the one seen in the SF90. It is the first Ferrari GT car to receive Side Slip Control 6.0, which debuted on the race-ready 488 Pista in 2018, as well as the first with a Manettino dial that allows you to select race mode. The Roma uses human-machine interface technology first seen in the SF90, with a curved 16-inch high-definition instrument panel screen and steering wheel with capacitive touch control buttons and the horizontal spokes. Additional touch control switches for the lighting and outside mirrors are situated in a pod to the right of the steering wheel, and the transmission, like the SF90, is controlled via switches mounted in the casing on the center console that resembles the classic Ferrari metal shift gate. The Roma, unlike the SF90, has an 8.4-inch portrait format touchscreen set high between the central flying buttresses that stretch from the floor to the dash. In addition, like with cars like the GT-C4 Lusso, an 8.8-inch screen on the passenger side of the dash is offered as an option. The Ferrari Roma's clean, classic design hints at the future. The Ferrari Roma does not do justice in photographs. In the metal, Ferrari's new GT, created in-house by Flavio Manzoni, is broader, lower, and much more dramatic, with conventional cab rearward proportions and sensual upper body surfaces playing off the edgily modern front and rear graphics. Slim headlamps and a large splitter give Roma's snout a shark-like appearance. What you can't see are the race car style vortex generators on the underflow of the front of the car, which enables the Roma to create more front axle downforce than the Portofino. The body-colored grille, which Ferrari described as holes bored into the sculpture, is the most contentious aspect of the appearance, and this is on purpose according to Andrea Militello, Ferrari's head of GT car external design. The idea was that because the car has such a clean and classic shape, it needed design components that showed the future and modern technology, he explained. A standard grille with chrome would not have been appropriate. The dramatically undercut rear panel is a modern take on the chopped camtail seen in the 1960s Ferraris like the iconic 250 GTO. And the Roma is the first Ferrari without round taillights since the troublesome 348. The intention of design leader Manzoni to keep the Roma's tail low necessitated the development of an active spoiler that sits just below the rear windshield. There are 3 settings for the spoiler: low drag, medium downforce, and high downforce. The spoiler is flush with the rear window when set to low drag. It's deployed at a 135-degree angle to the rear window in high downforce mode, delivering 209 pounds of downforce on the back axle at 155 miles per hour, with only a 4% increase in drag. In the middle position, the spoiler generates around 30% of maximum downforce with only 1% increase to drag. The activation thresholds of the spoiler are governed by vehicle speed and the Manettino setting. The Ferrari Roma is powered by a 612 horsepower 3.9-liter twin-turbo V8 engine. The Ferrari Roma has no start button. Instead, you merely touch the emblem on the steering wheel boss, as if you were launching an app on your smartphone, and the car comes to life. When you touch it again, the engine snarls to life. Touch controls on the steering wheel switch between instrument panel layouts. The standard display features a huge tachometer in the center, as is customary for Ferraris, flanked on the left and right by navigation and audio panels, as well as detailed car information. When you tap the ViewMax logo, you may choose between a full screen map and a big race car style tack arching across the center of the screen, with a G meter on the right. The 3.9-liter twin-turbo V8 produces 612 horsepower in Roma trim, which is 21 more than the Portofino. The increased power is due to altered cam profiles and new sensors in the turbocharger housings, which more accurately monitor the turbine's revs and allow them to spin at 5,000 RPM higher than previously. Despite the addition of power-sucking gasoline particulate filters to the revised exhaust system, the power boost is significant. The maximum torque of 561 per foot is the same as the Portofino and is accessible from 3,000 RPM as well, but due to engine adjustments, the torque peak is 500 RPM higher at 5,750 RPM. The new 8-speed dual-clutch transmission is more compact and 13.2 pounds lighter than the Portofino's 7-speed one. The clutch mechanism is 20% smaller but can take 35% more torque. The ratios differ from those utilized in the SF90 variant and also include a reverse gear. The hybrid SF90 uses its e-motors to reverse the car. A more powerful electronic control unit offers shorter shift times. When left to its own devices, the new transmission is alert while remaining smooth. To help cut fuel consumption, the transmission upshifts early in comfort mode, dropping into 8th gear as low as 45 miles per hour on part throttle. However, if you squeeze your right foot, it quickly drops a few gears when you need a burst of acceleration. And although having a particular output of 157 horsepower per liter, the twin-turbo V8 is anything but high-powered, content to cruise around town at a speed of no more than 1,200 RPM. Although it has the same 105.1-inch wheelbase as the Portofino, the Roma is 2.8 inches longer, 1.4 inches wider, and 0.7 inches lower, and most importantly, weighs 227 pounds less. The Roma's rear spin rates are thus 10% softer, while its wider track and lower center of gravity result in a 10% lower roll rate. Although the Roma initially feels more conservative than, say, an Aston Martin DB11 V8, over a few kilometers you'll notice a subtle fluidity to the ride that the Portofino lacks. The Roma's ride comfort and tail gearing give it the easy, long-legged pace that characterizes all great GT cars. This is a Ferrari you'd cheerfully drive 1,000 miles in a single day. But here's what genuinely distinguishes the Roma. It's a true GT, but it's also a supercar in the twisties. So how does the Ferrari Roma perform on the road? When you shift the Manettino to sport or even race mode, there's no Jekyll and Hyde change from cruiser to crusher. The Roma's backroad speed and poise are firmly built into the chassis. The turbocharged V8 under the hood responds to throttle inputs with the precision of a normally aspirated engine, zinging effortlessly to its 7,500 RPM redline. It's incredibly smooth and tractable below 2,000 RPM, and explosively epic above 5,000 RPM, yet the transition between the two states is flawless. The dual clutch transmission reacts swiftly to paddle inputs and the brakes to the pedal, which has less travel and higher modulation rate than the Portofino arrangement. The steering is quick, with response building quickly the moment you pull the wheel off the center. But Roma's implicable authority means it goes exactly where you point it, and the nose stays exactly where you want it even when you crank up the power, and the e-diff and traction control systems funnel maximum torque through the rear tires. The Ferrari Roma may be meant to cross continents, with soft bags in the trunk and jackets thrown in the back seats. However, its sheer speed and unflappable steadiness on a difficult route will excite and surprise you. No other GT, Aston Martin DB11, Bentley Continental, comes close to this Ferrari's serene accuracy. Ferrari's amazing side-slip control 6.0 system, which puts all of Roma's onboard dynamic control systems under the watchful eye of an algorithm designed to enhance driver enjoyment, is the magician behind the curtain. The system's beauty is that it works with you as a driver, assisting you to reach your goals rather than digitally rapping you on the knuckles when you make a mistake. It's completely seamless and unobtrusive, and it can be customized to the road conditions and your skill level. A fast and stylish GT in the Italian tradition is also a top-notch. The Roma is not without its flaws. In a steady-state trip, the exhaust tone may be a little too loud. If the sun is in the wrong spot, the plastic design feature that wraps around the instrument panel binocle generates noticeable reflections in the windshield. When you pull off at low speeds on a light throttle, you may occasionally hear the 8-speed transmission thunk between ratios. Because of the reliance on touchscreens, you must hunt and peck your way through the menus to set up things like climate control until you get used to it. But that's about it in terms of niggles. The 2021 Ferrari Roma is a fast and glamorous GT that is a lot of fun to drive, whether you're going to the coffee shop or roaring up a mountain pass. But it's also a Ferrari that you can use every day, with all the comfort and connection you need, as well as a factory 7-year maintenance package included in the purchase. While we're on the subject of pricing, keep in mind that the Roma Coupe is a bit less expensive than the Portofino convertible, and is a considerably superior vehicle in every way. Sure, the Roma is an exorbitantly priced ride for the majority of us, but like a Ferrari, it's a steal. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and leave a comment saying I subscribed, and I'll personally reply to your comments. Thanks!